Hey everybody, Justin here. Today I'll be sharing my review of Fakes and telling you why I think that this show is just average. This is the crazy story of two teenage best friends who accidentally build and lose one of the largest fake ID empires in North America. So this is a 10 episode series. Each episode's about 30 minutes long, so it's not the longest series ever. It was a pretty quick series to watch. It's a decent series. I'm not going to say that it's one of the best things I've seen on Netflix. I think it's more of a series that you'll watch and then just kind of forget about it down the road. It's not the worst thing. There are some good things that develop within this series, but when it comes down to it all, it's a series that I find to be just kind of bland. And there are some moments that worked. I liked the relationship between these two young girls that start this fake ID empire. The lengths that they will go to create these fake IDs. There's some funny moments along the way as they're trying to find the right place to print these fake IDs. It may be at their school, wherever it is, there's some mishaps along their way, and it shows how their empire is developing. It's starting off very small and in the worst possible locations to eventually upgrading. So throughout these 10 episodes, you see this progression of that empire that they're trying to create, and also is creating some conflict amongst the two because between these two girls, they think that they're better than each other, and they start to butt heads and not trust each other. And we see that relationship tested several times as these two young girls are trying to outdo each other while also being faithful to each other as well. So I liked that relationship and how it was developed. But there is times where they try to go a little deeper into the show and a little bit of a backstory for some of the characters and some personal moments as well. We have this young girl and her mother is hardly around, and so when her mother returns to visit her, they try to add some dramatic scenes to the series, and I just don't think I think that it's trying to be deep, but it's just not reaching those heights that it wants to be. We have this character named Trist who starts off very aggressive in the beginning of this series, and middle half of it they show why he is so aggressive and why he is struggling so often. That episode alone tried to add those deeper personal moments to this character, but it all felt very brief, and then we kind of just forgot about it later down the road. There's several times within this series where they introduce something and then they just forget about it later on. And the structure of the series is really all over the place. You start with a linear story, and then we are introduced to one scene that feels like it could be a pivotal moment within the series, and then we have to work our way back up to that scene, and then we get closer to that scene, we revisit other scenes prior. And so it's just like this whole mess that's going on. We have a story and it's trying to tell stories within the future, big moments, but then we revisit that scene several episodes later. Then we work ourselves back up to that scene and then revisit scenes from previous episodes. So the structure of this is really all over the place, and it got out of control towards the later half of the series. Towards the end, we've seen this business kind of fall apart, characters not starting to trust each other. The two young girls, Zoe and Rebecca, and the relationship with Trist, it's just really all over the place, and that structure, how they told the story at the end, just did not work. So there are some decent things within Fakes. I think they explored some moments of this business growing quite well and some developing relationships and how they are struggling between the two, Rebecca and Zoe, how their relationship was tested quite often. It wanted to get deep, but just did not reach those moments. And the structure of all just fell apart at the end. It just became chaotic and really hard to follow towards the end of it all. So before I give you my score for Fakes on Netflix, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button and get it all in one spot. I'm gonna go ahead and give Fakes a C+. Thank you guys for checking my review for the new Netflix series Fakes. Have you guys seen it by chance? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.